Our Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam informed us, Surah Yasin lima quri'at lah. Surah Yasin is to be recited for anything you have. You have a problem, read it. You are sick, read it. You are out of job, read it. You have anything, problem, go ahead, read it, and then plead your case to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to solve your problem. And also Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam told us that Surah Yasin is qalbul Qur'an, is the heart of the Qur'an. The other thing Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam told us, Surah Yasin is to be recited for those who are in the process of death. Instead of life support, go read Surah Yasin. We had 2 cases in Los Angeles. We read Surah Yasin so many times to one, he was pronounced dead, and there is no hope for him to recover. Come and see him now. He's stronger than us. We read so much Surah Yasin for him, and the doctor said there is no hope in recovering him because heart problem and then bypass and whatnot. And they said he is useless. But mashallah, he's now recovered and he's stronger than many of normal people. The other brother, he had bypass, and then we read Surah Yasin so many times, and Allah soothed him and took him away to him rather than to keep him on any life support or anything like that. So it's good to read Surah Yasin. We tell this to the Americans in order that they can really sympathize rather than otherwise. I'm glad that at least she started reading Surah Yasin, and it will help inshallah. Now we resume our meeting and our things. The first thing we have to talk about in the family counseling is tip for the husbands. And then on that document, the folder that you have, please, you have to open the folder because we are going to page 47. And then we'll go to the criticisms of the wives. But now we'll go only for the tips for the husbands. Although there are tips for wives, I'm not going to read them because there is no time. I read only tips advising the husbands. And that's very important for all of us. So I'm not biased, I'm not prejudiced. You see? I'm not biased, I'm not prejudiced, but we all should hear what might be a good advice to all of us. I hope you open your notebook, page 47. Remember that the girl you are going to marry is your own wife. Number 2, a wife means your partner. In everything, she is she is not your employee. And she is not your servant, and she is not your slave. She is your other half, 50-50. It could be 51-49. It could be 60-40. It could be any ratio and proportion, but you are complementary to each other. Number 3, a wife means your sweetheart and darling. As we said, Habibati, Muhjata Qalbi, and whatever Urdu words you want to use, please tell your husband to call you from now on my sweetheart in English, my Habibati in Arabic, Muhjata Qalbi, much more than that. And there is no harm because people feel shy. Shy to say to your wife, Habibati. It is haram to say to any girl in the world, or any lady in the Habibati. No. My respected sisters, yes, we respect each other as brothers and sisters, but your wife has to hear all these things. Without a wife, you are nothing. Don't tell me, no, I am something. No. Allah made sure that you are half and she is half. Hadith Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam, an-nisa'u shaqa'iqur rijal. A woman is half of the husband. Your husband are not complete. You are sliced into half. Your wife is the other half. Your half is for you, sent to you from Allah as a gift. So by appreciating the gift, I hope you appreciate Allah. And the Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam tell us, "Man la yashkur lin-nas, la yashkur lillah." Whoever is not grateful to people, he is not grateful to Allah. So by being grateful to your wife means you are appreciating Allah. You should remember that your wife is the mother of your future children, and your wife is still the daughter of her mother and father. This means that you have to honor her parents as well as her brothers and sisters. You are also to honor her relatives as well. And don't tell her, you are for me, you have nothing to do with your family. Now you became mine property. Come on, who said she is not a property? 8, you are to respect her parents as much as you respect your own parent. And don't tell me, no, I hate her parents because he is, or her mother is. Who told you to marry that girl? You have to marry that girl, you have to accept her parents as they are. They are bad. You have no right. Who told you to marry a girl from a bad family? Oh, wallah, I fell in love with her. Oh, love is not the only issue. It's family, establishment of a family. 9. You have to recognize that no matter how much your wife loves you, she still is not going to love you as much as she loves her mother, father, brother, and sister. And that is the crisis that happen in the in-laws. I don't want you to talk to your brother or sister or mother, father. He has no right to tell you that. Huh? Husband, you have no right to tell her, even if you hate her relatives, you have no right to tell her, don't talk to them. It's on the contrary, give them gifts through her or through you directly to break the ice with them. Remember, number 10, the more you give your wife of your money, your property, and other accessories, the more she feels attached to you, and the more she will protect you and your property. The reverse is true. If you hide, she steals from you without knowing. And I know a good number of cases. There were later years, the husband found so many thousands of dollars have been hidden in the house, in the cabinet, and without his knowledge, because he is not generous to him. Number 11, we have to recognize, we men, that women have more in them the following qualities. They have more love, affection, sympathy, concern, sacrifice, endurance, patience, and many more than us. And don't feel bad about it, we brother. You might be an exception among those who have those things, but usually women have more in them than we. And I can take one by one and demonstrate it in reality, how much they sacrifice more than us, how much they love with all the things that they receive from conception, conceiving, and pregnancy, delivery, baby, raising, all this, till the kids become grown up. They sacrifice more than us. We cannot even sacrifice at 2 o'clock in the morning or 3 o'clock when a baby cries. We leave it for the wife to take care of it. Leave me alone. Number 12, the life of a husband and wife is a life of consultation, sure. And no one is the boss. The true boss is Allah. And many of us men have to recognize this. 13, since many men die before women, you have to try your best to secure the future of your wife and your children in one way or the other. Train your wife to handle herself in your absence and after your death. Secure the future of your family financially, morally, socially, culturally, spiritually. Otherwise, they will be lost in the society and they will be a burden on the society, on the Muslim society. Let alone, they will not even make a special dua for you when you are in the grave. Number 16, try to help your wife inside the house activities. She will feel happy and she will appreciate you more and more. Helping your wife at home will bring you together closer and closer. You will appreciate each other's more and you will increase your love to each other as well as respect. Dr. Akhtar last night was in the kitchen cooking and preparing the food for everybody with his wife. God bless you. And that is a good example what we want from every husband, not only when we have guests, even when we have no guests. We'll do it regularly, inshallah. 17, if you find that your wife did not take care of the house properly, do not criticize and do not blame her. Take the initiative yourself and fix it in a friendly and polite way. Blaming her will create hate, animosity, lack of respect, and this leads separation and finally divorce. Even if she is not a professional career woman, you go and help her. If she is career woman, your career, so who's going to fix the house? Both of you. Or bring a custodian or a servant to do it for you. But it costs money, so what? You want peace and happiness. You have no right at all to abuse your wife physically, emotionally, psychologically, spiritually, or even verbally. Shh. Shut up. Don't raise your voice on me. You hurt her feeling. Just to say shh. You are hurting. You think she is not a human being? Suppose somebody comes to you, Brother Mujib, and tell you shh now in front of public. Don't you feel insulted? Not your wife, me. How long we know each other? Maybe I don't know how many years. 32 years, you see, from New York when he was living in single with all the other boys, young boys in the apartments on the top. Yeah, you still remember? He gave us hospitality, food, and we slept all together there. Huh? But even now, if I say, "Hush, why you are?" You say, this crazy Ahmad that we know each other 36 years, deep in, he may not tell me publicly, but deep in his heart is going to feel insulted. So please, let's not insult each other. Especially women are easily to be insulted. And Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam told us, "Rifqan bil qawarir." Be gentle with the plural of qarura. What is qarura? A glass cup. They are like a glass cups. If you hurt it and crack it, there is no way that you will mold it or fix it. And if there is a scratch on the glass, is there a way of fixing it? It will stay scratched. Means her heart is being scratched forever. So don't raise your voice against her emotionally. Deep in her heart, she will still remember it for 100 years from now that you insulted me in public. Why? That's a human nature of women. And therefore, I'm demanding from the husband how they should be kind and gentle to their wives mainly, and to any woman anywhere in the world, whether they are Muslims or non-Muslim. Now, the number 19, never ever talk to your friends about your personal life inside your house, even if you are to go to a counselor. You go to a counselor, you tell all the nitty-gritty, or you wash your dirt and everybody knows about it. You think that the counselor is not going to share it? God forbid, you are a counselor, you tell your husband, what should I do? So he knew it. He did not know much. He will go and then talk to anybody and say, is it true? What should we do? So the whole community now knows about the detail, and then you end up. I say, please do not wash your dirt when you come to me. Tell me all the nitty-gritty of every day what happened. Tell me what's the climax of the problem, and let us sit together how we solve it. Do you want to solve it, or you want to tell me the stories? The story after story will take 1 year. There is no way. Tell me how we can solve it. You have this alternative or this or that. Kill her, you go to hell. Divorce, finish. You want to hash out? Let's see how we hash out. There are rules and regulations. You tell me what you want, she tell me what you want. I tell you, no, this is not right. I tell him, no, this is not right. The right way is the following. You don't like to follow. You don't want to follow, get out of here. But you have to tell them, right, that you pledge, you follow. If you don't follow, curse of Allah falls upon you. Number 20, your relationship with your wife is to be kept between you and herself. It is not the property of any person. Let her know that you trust her, then she will not hide anything from you. Never ever spy on her. You have to let her know that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala sees, knows, and records everything for you and for her. Nothing can be hidden from Allah subhanahu. And unfortunately, I have so many cases of spying on each other. Taping. He goes out and then he put the tape recorder somewhere hidden. Mother-in-law put the tape recorder under the bedroom of their bed. She wants to know what goes on between her son and her daughter-in-law in their marital relationship, in their living bed. See, is it halal? The worst thing, wallah. You know, even if, you know what hadith says? If you are talking to each other, I want to hear what you are talking while you are talking privately. In the day of judgment, Allah is going to pour in my ear liquid iron. You know what is liquid iron? Means boiling. In my ears, because I listened to them when they did not know that I'm listening to them. How about spying? So please refrain from spying against each other, and especially a husband to his wife or wife to husband. Even if you suspect, you have no right to go and then investigate with spying. You have to be honest and be friendly. And honest to God, cheating comes because lack of trust. Let's be realistic. If I don't trust my wife when I'm here, she is there. Means because I did so many things to her, so she wait for me to be out to do whatever I prohibited her to. Otherwise, she will never go. And all of us should have that feeling. Now, Number 23, she will never look up to you as a role model until you demonstrate that by action. The least of all is by being her imam in your daily salat, and try to pray in jama'ah as much as possible. Without raising your hands, how many of you, husband, pray with your family once a day? I said, don't raise your hand. I said, how many of us as husbands will wake up their wives and their children, telling them, let's go and then pray at least once a day, either Isha or Fajr, because in the daytime you are working. If not, and don't feel bad about it, I'm not creating fitna. You sisters, you have no right to listen to him if he is not going to be your imam in the salah. When you are in the salat imam, you are instructing them to follow you up and down. Then you follow him because he is obedient to Allah. If he doesn't pray, not only he doesn't pray with you, if he doesn't pray, why should you obey him? He doesn't obey Allah, so you have no right to obey him, and don't feel bad about it. As I said, I'm not creating fitna. I'm trying to re-establish that we men have to be a role model to our wives, and one of them is to be a role model in salat. When we are in salat, role model for them, they'll follow us in the rest of their life, inshallah. Now, number 24, try to recite Qur'an daily. You read, she listens. She reads, you listen. Without asking you to raise your hand, how many of you read Qur'an in the morning? Don't raise your hand. How many of you, husband, wife, sit together and read Qur'an in the morning? Both of you. You read, she listens. She reads, you listen. Oh, you want me to read and listen? I said, Wallahi, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala demanded that we should read Qur'an in the morning. You tell me, no, my business is more important. Go. Hell is easier than paradise. You want paradise, you have to sacrifice. Oh, I have children, I have a clinic, I have this, I have that. Who told you to make the clinic at 7 o'clock? Make it at 9 o'clock. No, I will lose money. Oh, lose money. But you lose paradise. So kindly think it over seriously that you should try your best. Now, as I said yesterday, those who are in the monthly period, you can read Quran, you can touch the Quran, you can do anything as long as your hands are clean. We have hygiene here. In the old country there was no hygiene, therefore Fuqaha said at that time, because of no hygiene. Which number are we now? Number 25, try to surprise your wife with gifts and even to her parents. You love her, you have to love her parents. How in the world she's going to give you love if you do not demonstrate your respect and love to her parents? The more you respect her family, the more wallah she'll give you. She will say, MashaAllah, my husband, I'm proud of him because he loves my wife, my father, my mother, my brother, my sister. Invite her parents as much as possible and serve them with respect. If you have children from her, try to be the best to help her in feeding and cleaning them. Moreover, try to play with them and act as a babysitter for them. It's not easy. Is it easy? Mujib, you are the only old friend of mine. I have to count on you now. I have to use your name. And I told anyone who sit in the front, I have to catch him. Yesterday I was catching her without knowing who is she. I said, who told you to be here? Last, the only way to have a wife to meet your hopes and aspirations is to make a special salat called Salat al-Haja after midnight, and you are to pray to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and request Him while you are in a state of humbleness, as we said last night, and that the type of wife you need her to be, it is He and He only who will secure a good wife for you. Now, let's go and have, I'm not going to talk about tips of the husbands. You read them yourself. To the wives, I mean. You read them yourself. Let's go and see the second one, which is the criticism of so many wives. I have also in the document criticism of husband, but because most of the time we are the abuser, I hope you don't mind. So let's talk about criticisms of wives, what we have heard for the last 36 years in America, how many cases came to me, one after the other, and each one is a case by itself. Of course, lack of respect, we hear it every day. Every time, lack of respect. He insults me regularly and especially in front of the children. This page 60. He insults her even in front of the children. He claims he is the boss. When he talks, everybody has to listen. When he makes decision without shura, everybody should obey him. I have no right to fix the house. Even the wife, she's saying, I have no right to fix my house or to organize it in a way that it looks beautiful. It is his decision, not yours. Who told you to move this couch from here to there? Who told you to put this picture here? Don't you know it's my decision, it's not your decision? Yeah. Man, you are busy outside. He complains regularly about the food he eats. He compares it with his mother's food. Go to your mother. Or bring your mother on one condition. When you bring your mother, tell your mother, please don't give instruction and defame my wife, because a good number, if they are regular without being super, you thief, you stole my son, I will harass you in his absence, and I will demean you and insult you and make sure that you are an obedient servant to me. And poor girl, she cries. When her husband comes, she doesn't show any, he doesn't know why. If she wants to tell him, your mother did this for me, he will not believe her. He will believe his mother. So what? You have to listen to my mother. You see? Too much. 7, I am busy in the house, cleaning, washing, doing laundry, ironing, cooking, and still he complains, what did you do today? Nothing. You are sitting on your, I'm not going to say the word. I have heard it so many times. She's not a career woman. She is in the house. She's doing everything and still, and you know, he doesn't know that these are hidden things. Cleaning, washing, doing laundry, ironing. He doesn't see them. He sees, mashallah, his shirt is nice, his jacket is nice, everything is washed, everything. But he comes, what did you do? And he's shouting. He insults my family regularly. He demands from me not to talk to my family or to visit them. If he says this, please do not listen to him. Come to me, I'll fight him. Because he has no right to say this. This is haram in Islam. 10, he says he is the husband. A woman has to obey her husband in everything. If a woman has to worship anybody other than Allah, she should worship her husband. What husband? The nasty husband, the bad husband, the filthy tongue, the one who doesn't pray, doesn't fast, doesn't do anything? No way. There is no ta'ah li makhluq fi ma'siyat al-khaliq. No obedience to any creature if that creature does not obey Allah. If he tells you what Allah says in the Qur'an, سَمِعْنَا وَأَطَعْنَا غُفْرَانَكَ رَبَّنَا وَإِلَيْكَ الْمَصِيرُ. He comes late without informing me. I am waiting desperately for him and he does not care to call me and to tell me I'm late. I was worried. He might have car accident. He might be dead. He doesn't care. He doesn't call her. Don't worry, I'm still alive, but I'm late because of my job. He did not include me in his financial account and we don't have a joint account and I don't know anything about his income or expenses. I have seen so many cases of that, unfortunately. But when he dies accidentally, he does not give me any money. He says you should be happy and lucky that you live in a house and have food. Yeah, I have heard this dozens of times. Why you want the money? I'm giving you food. You have living in the house. What else you want? And some of them, they brag. He gives her per month $25 and then ask her, what did you do with it? Yeah. I bought grocery. Show me the bill, receipt, how much you paid, how much you left. La hawla wa la quwwata. This I hear it regularly. And well-to-do financial, I mean poor. He feels ashamed of me when I wear hijab in public, therefore he does not allow me to be with him. I have several cases like that. He doesn't say, I hate you because you have hijab. And don't walk with me and don't attend any functions from all those functions, the walima and the aqiqah and all these things. He does not pray 5 times a day. He does not pray Fajr Salat on time and never did we pray Jama'ah at home. Religiously, I don't feel he is a role model for me. He does not read Qur'an daily, individually or collectively. He lies to me and he does not speak the truth. When he wanted to marry me, he claimed he's studying medicine. When I married him, I came here, I found him taxi cab driver. Really? I found so many cases like this. He informed me before marriage that he was a virgin. And when I found out after marriage, we came here, I found he has so many girlfriends. And I'm ashamed of my husband. How in the world can a Muslim have girlfriends? Not only one. I found out recently that my husband is addicted to drinking alcohol. Doesn't he know that it is haram? I realized that my husband is involved in lottery. Every week he spends money buying tickets, and alhamdulillah, never he won at all. See how nice the woman is? She's so nice, so religiously understanding, and she feels happy that he didn't earn because it's haram. Don't tell me halal lottery is haram. Huh? I was able to find out that my husband is addicted to drugs. He prays, but he does not want to admit that he is doing haram. He comes for Salatul Jum'ah on Sunday to the masjid, but he's on drug. And he spends money on drugs. And he takes drugs. Nothing, no haram to him. I was shocked to know that my husband attends dancing parties. Can you imagine such parties are organized by Muslim families? Muslim men and women of all varieties are dancing together in public. Then the same people go to the masjid. It is a shock to me. I cannot believe. Muslims go to dancing parties, men and women. Muslim, huh? And then they go to the masjid. So what? Maybe you have seen it. If you didn't see it, you are shocked. I have seen it. I have heard it. I have counseled them. It's really unbelievable. I was doubly shocked when I found out that some leaders of the Muslim centers organized such parties. Leaders, huh? Don't these men and women know that it is totally haram what they are doing? Would you allow him, if you found him, to keep him as a leader? Or you ship him out? I am totally shocked and ashamed when I found out that the Imam, and Friday Khatib brought his girlfriend to the masjid on Friday Salah to show her his position in the community as a religious leader. Have you heard this, Mujib? No way. I told them yesterday what happened with us in Chicago, this case. Recently I realized my husband is involved in gambling. Most of his money is spent on gambling. He does not spend money on us. My husband does not want to take a shower after matrimonial relation. He doesn't believe in it. And he prays. You want worse than that? Listen to the one, number 28. I could not believe it up till now. I was shocked to know that the Imam of one masjid does not take ghusl and wudu for his Friday khutbah and salah. He leads the Muslims while he is in a state of janaba without tahara and without wudu. And his wife came and told us this. See, there are crazy Muslim. You think you go for salat nobly, but we don't know if the Imam is doing rightly or not. I don't know. I'm not putting the doubt that every Imam like this, but these are exceptions in life. My husband stopped fasting. He never told me that. He pretended that he is fasting, but my little son discovered it. Even my son was shocked and could not believe it. That man, I met him in England when we went for a short visit for a few days. He told me the story. He said, the one who taught me how to fast is my little son. In Ramadan, I went to my refrigerator and I open in the morning to fill the plate and eat because I never fast. A Muslim, Middle East. His little son who goes to the Islamic school, Dad, don't you know it's Ramadan? He said, yes. How come you are? He said, not for me, for your mother. She is sick. No, mother is not sick. The father is lying to the son. He wants to pretend it's not for me. It was for him. But to cover up his mistake, he says, it's not for me, for your mother. Your mother is sick. He said, no, Daddy, my mother is not sick. He said, from that time, I learned not to lie. And from that time, I started fasting. So when you teach your children honesty, sincerity, religion, whatnot, they may be a source of inspiration, motivation, education for us ourselves. My husband started eating pork. He feels it's halal. It was haram in the Arabian desert at that time. I have seen so many crazy Muslims are eating so much. I can tell you much more than that. One one man, mashallah, husky, studying at University of Chicago, the University of Illinois in Chicago. She brought him from the old country. She's a pharmacist, mashallah. And she brought him green card. She made him to go to university, pay the tuition. And she works and she feed him and everything. What was happening? We found her in a church, taken from her house. After so much problem, then she called the police. Police took her to the church. Now they came to Hamid Dogar and myself, come and solve our problem. How can we solve it unless we are family, religious? On the basis of religion, leader, we tried to work it with the police, and then finally they took us to Lyle and some other area in order to go to the church and meet her in the church. So in the church, they started talking Urdu. The Americans said, no foreign language, all of you speak English. I said, oh, please. We tried to find out. Poor little girl, we found her like her, and he's like, what's the problem? He beats me every day. Why you beat her every day? She said, he put me on the floor every day, step on me, and then beat me every day. You crazy husband, why? You said, my father told me if you don't beat your wife every day, you are not a husband. She said, I couldn't tolerate it. Finally, I called the police. Police brought me here. See, the Christians are treating me nicely, putting me in. We tried to convince the church and the police and everybody that at least we'll try to rehabilitate. Where to rehabilitate? There is no place to rehabilitate. So those who know our house at Lombard, we put her in our house for 4 weeks, and my wife's taking care of her. And every evening, the husband with other friends coming to talk to see if it can be rehabilitated. Alhamdulillah, they rehabilitated. We told the police and the others, they allow her to join her husband. After a week, he repeated again. And Dogar went there. What happened to... Didn't we tell you you have no right, and we rehabilitated you and her for 4 weeks? Now you're repeating it. La haram. She has a baby from her husband, finally divorce. So many miserable things. You see, you can help, but you cannot force it. Police will force it and put him in jail. We should have jail. We should have jail for anyone who misbehave in the treatment of wife or husband, or anyone who is doing wrong thing. I have so many things to talk, but I mean the other things about husband, you can read them yourself. I wrote things about women because most of the problem comes on women from husband. And I wrote the other side. So don't worry, you can read it yourself because we don't have much time. Unless you want me to spend the time for tonight till tomorrow. Now, your problem with Allah. Of course, everybody has a problem. If you have no problem, you are not a human being. And the problem could be as simple as possible, and you make it big, or it is big, you dilute it, you dissolve it. Now, everyone has to have problem in this life. If you don't have problem in life, it means you are not living on this planet Earth. You are living in heaven. In heaven, there are no problems. You should expect problem every day, and you should be smart enough how to handle it, how to solve it. Is it true? No? Even in your profession, don't you see so many cases every day? And every patient is an independent case by itself. And even not every diabetic person is the same. Each one has different level of sugar and glucose in their blood, and then accordingly you treat them with how much insulin or whatnot. And not every cancer the same cancer, even if it is lung cancer. Something big. So the same thing you have to expect. There is a problem for me every day, and I have to face it every day. Now, the more you are mu'min, the more you are obedient to Allah, the more the problem. Really? It should be more problem. Really? I said, that's your problem with Allah. Why? He said, أَشَدُّ النَّاسِ ابْتِلَاءً الْأَنْبِيَاء. And a little bit. The highest degree of problems are to be given to the prophets, and anyone who is closer and closer in iman to Allah will have more and more problems to be faced. And we quote you so many things in that. Now, the sources of problem could be your goodness with Allah, of course your bad relationship with Allah. But now I want to take your goodness with Allah brought you a problem. Of course, I mean, if you refuse to obey Allah, see the ayah. I brought you 2 ayat. One ayah in Surah 20, which is Surah Taha. You can see the ayah on page 96. وَمَنْ أَعْرَضَ عَنْ ذِكْرِي فَإِنَّ لَهُ مَعِيشَةً ضَنْكًا وَنَحْشُرُهُ يَوْمَ الْقِيَامَةِ أَعْمَى قَالَ رَبِّ لِمَ حَشَرْتَنِي أَعْمَى وَقَدْ كُنْتُ بَصِيرًا. Anyone who refuses to remember Allah. Zikr. What is zikr? Remembrance of Allah. How you remember Allah? In salat. How you remember Allah in Salatul Jum'ah? Salatul Jum'ah zikr. يا أيها الذين آمنوا إذا نودي للصلاة من يوم الجمعة فاسعوا إلى ذكر الله. ذكر الله صلاة الجمعة. So anyone who refused to come Salatul Jum'ah, at least you are not obliged, sisters, but you are not exempted from it. You are not obliged. But if you attend in America is more than anywhere else in the Muslim world, because you need to be inspired, motivated. Anyone who refused to pray 5 times a day, therefore his lifestyle and problem are plenty. I'm not worried about it. I'm worried about those who are good Muslim. But now for the time being, the second ayah in Surah Zukhruf, وَمَنْ يَعْشُ عَنْ ذِكْرِ الرَّحْمَنِ نُقَيِّدْ لَهُ شَيْطَانًا فَهُوَ لَهُ قَرِينٌ. Anyone who refuses also the remembrance of Allah, shaitan will chain that person and you will be in the hands of shaitan like a dog. You cannot run away from shaitan, which means that shaitan possesses you to create problem. These are the people on one side. I'm not worried about them because they should have the problem. How about you and me? Do we have to have problem? Yes, akhi.
إذا نودي للصلاة من يوم الجمعة فاسعوا إلى ذكر الله وذروا البيع.
أي نعم.
فهنا أصحاب الستورز, the people who have the stores or marketing, they put somebody else and.
I know. I have seen it even in South Africa. They put their wives in the stores and they come for salah. Huh? Allah says, وَذَرُوا الْبَيْعَ, leave the business transaction, don't earn money. He didn't say وَذَرُوا الشِّرَاءَ first of all. He didn't say leave the purchase, because when you buy, you pay money. But when you sell, you earn money. He said don't earn a single month. What they do, as brother said, they put their wives and daughter in the store. I came to the salah. I'm not earning money. My wife is earning money. But it's haram. Now, if you are not obliged in the clinic at that time, don't give appointment to anybody. Unless it's an emergency in emergency room of the hospital. But if a regular clinic, decide between you and Allah that I will not give appointment at this hour. Like a lunch hour. I want to take off 1 hour, 2 hours, so what? And honest to God, anytime you prevent yourself from earning money from that hour, Allah is going to replace it to you and you'll find all the money is coming at later hour, afternoon.
We make a survey in this time. The best day, I closed the stores from 12 to 3 completely. The best day through 6 months for selling, it was Friday.
Alhamdulillah.
This really, this happened. I have all these papers and documents about that. We close the store in 3 hours. The best day through 6 months is Jum'ah time.
During Jum'ah Salat?
No.
After?
After Salat.
Yeah. Allah replace it, no doubt about it, believe me. And the more you obey Allah in that hour, believe me, the best. You know, that hour is the door of heaven are open, dua has been accepted. And especially if you are sitting on the floor in the masjid with the congregation, and that is the time you should plead your case. If you can afford it, I do encourage the sisters to go. I still remember in 63, I gave Khutbah Jum'ah at that time in 63 at Urbana Champaign Campus, MSA. And some of our brothers came from the Muslim country with their wives, but their wives are sitting at home. I told them, I encouraged them, everybody, man, you want my wife to come to Salat? From where you are inventing this? They're not supposed to come. I said, yes, in the old country, every street is Bahut Shukriya, good morning, or Salamu alaikum, alaikum salam, and the adhan in every street. In Cairo, especially the Egyptian, I said, Cairo is the city of 100,000 minarets. So anywhere you go, masjid, 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 and all are talking the same thing. But here in America, haram, she is sitting in a jail. Nobody will say salam, nobody knows she is Muslim, nobody says salam, anything. So I'm encouraging every sister to come to the masjid. I said, even if you cannot pray, you know, Eid, Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam demanded from the ladies, all of them, young and old, monthly period, no monthly period, come. You abstain from salat in the Eid, but listen to the happiness of the Eid and the khutbah al-Eid. But many of us, when we come salat al-Eid, when the khatib stand up for khutbah, everybody is socializing and talking. They don't want to listen. One sahabi, from the Ashra Mubasharina bil Jannah, those who are being promised Jannah, he moved from Medina to Damascus. He found that they don't listen. You know what he did? He reverted the cycle. He gave the khutbah first and salat second. You are from Basharina Jannah, Jum'ah, yes, khutbah first, salat second, Eid, the reverse. He said, you people, you don't sit, you don't listen. You disturb me, you disturb everybody. Last Eid, I shouted before I started the khutbah, before it started even the salat. I said, I'm not going to pray with you today. Unless and until all of you are silent. I stood like this. I said, I'm not going to start the salat till all of you are ready. Even after salat, you promise no one is going to talk. You want to talk, socialize, get out. Here is a place of ibadah and salat and ta'abbud and khutbah. You want to talk, get out. I shouted the first time in my life. They said, this is the first time we were, the sisters. 95% of the sisters want to listen. But 5% disturb everybody. They disturb everybody. So I said, you want, if you have babies, get out. And really, during khutbah, one baby was crying, his mother stood up and get out, not to disturb him. You see, salat is ibadah. We want peace of mind. Many times they bring their children and the children are playing like a golf or course and whatnot, jumping upside down, and mom and dad feeling happy. Many times I give lecture to sisters in the daytime, they bring their children. I carry the child, she's happy sitting there, and I'm babysitting her while I'm lecturing. Really, I'm carrying the baby for her and she's sitting happy. He's helping me taking care of my baby. I'm the teacher teaching you. How can I flip the things? And the baby is crying and I want to write on the board. La hawla wa la quwwata. Now, we'll come to you and to me now. Now we start. You have a problem with Allah, every one of you. Think with me for a moment. Did you talk to Allah sometimes? You created a problem between you and Allah. Did you talk to? Don't answer me. Think it over now with me, all of you. Say to yourself, what did I talk to Allah one time in my life that I created a problem between me and Him? Don't answer me. Think with me. Or, the second question, think of yourself. Did you do anything in life? First is talk. Second is action. Did you do anything in life that you created a problem between you and Allah? No. Did you think it over? Don't tell me. But I will share it with you. And many people come. Now, honest to God, if I ask this question to everybody, and what do you think immediately when I say you talk to Allah something, Brother Mujib, you'll think what? Did I say something I insulted Allah? Yes or no? Or I did not behave like what we said yesterday, the rules and regulation of dua, whatnot. Maybe I insulted Allah. I said, we have an Arabic proverb. Somebody was asking Allah, Ya Allah, he said, In lam taghfir ghasban taghfir. Ya Allah, if you don't forgive me, you are obliged by force, you have to. You have to forgive me. Is this the way to talk to Allah? You insult Allah. I'm not talking that language. I'm talking something else. That you, one day, you were sitting and praying and talking to Allah. You said something and you created a problem on the other side. You know the other side? Have you, now I'll answer the question and see how many of you say yes. Have you ever talked to Allah in a state of tadarru', nobility, humbleness? You cried and you brought tears on your face. Yes or no? Yes. Any time in life, not a single once, even once, that is your problem with Allah. Sure, what did I do to Allah? I said, because you loved Him so much and He loved you so much, He said, khalas. That's your problem with me, my problem with you. Why problem? He said, I gave you A++ at that time. And I want you to go to Jannah. And I want you to be in Firdaus al-A'la. But every day Allah is look at your book. You are not crying every day. Do you cry every day? Out of devotion and love of Allah? No. So He said, either I will bring you out, back, or I put you in A'raf. You know A'raf? Yeah. Custody for hundreds of thousands of years. Neither hell nor Jannah in between. And chained down, crying. Or I want to keep you inside. No, I want to keep you in front. No, I want to keep you with Firdaus A'la. In order to go to Firdaus A'la, because once you cried, in life and you got A++, Quran says, وَلَنَجْزِيَنَّهُمْ بِأَحْسَنِ مَا كَانُوا يَعْمَلُونَ. He said, I'm going to give you credit the rest of your life in the paradise with that A++ that you got it once in life. So what he will do for you? He will not leave you alone. He said, you are not crying every day. So I will tighten the screws a little bit to cry again. Make you a little problem here, little problem there, or sickness or otherwise, in order that you come back. And then I'll give you every time A++. Or, وَلَنَجْزِيَهُمْ بِأَحْسَنِ مَا كَانُوا يَعْمَلُونَ. I'm coming to all this, one by one. So what I'm saying that, or in life, I said you either said something, you created that problem, or you did something. Think of yourself. Haven't you done something in life? Either you put your hand in your pocket and you gave a needy Muslim something, or you denied yourself for the sake of somebody else and you said, Ya Allah, I'm denying myself for those. You did not want to buy another dress and you gave that money for another lady to buy a dress for Eid or anything. You denied yourself something. Or you donated money for the masjid and you denied it. Or you gave it to your mother-in-law, father-in-law overseas and to your relatives overseas and you said to your sweetheart, never mind for us, this time we'll make it next week. You did something good in life. That also you created problem between you and Allah. I'm using it wrongly but rightly. So when you are in touch with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, see what Allah says in page 98. Number 1, at the top, Surah Al-Ankabut. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم ألف لام ميم أحسب الناس أن يتركوا أن يقولوا آمنا وهم لا يفتنون ولقد فتنا الذين من قبلهم فلا يعلمن الله الذين صدقوا ولا يعلمن الكاذبين. ألف لام ميم. Do people, not only Muslims, people in general, say I believe in Allah and Allah is going to leave you? No. He said, because you said I believe in Allah, I love Allah. He said, that's your problem. He said, he has to test you. Test me? He said, yes, you have to go to Jannah. And therefore he said, I want to prove to you, he said, how honest you are when you say I'm a Muslim. He knows whether you are honest or not, but he wants to let you know yourself because you don't know yourself. You claim you know yourself, you don't know. He said, I will bring your soul, your nafs from inside on the surface so you find it. And he will put you into test to see how far you are going to be grateful to Allah. Or you break and you shout, and you say, Ya Allah, why you did this for me? I'm praying 5 times for you, and you test me like that? What type of Allah you are? Khalas, you lost it. But if you find that He's testing you, you should be grateful. Say, Shukran, Ya Allah, you are testing me. I know why you are testing me, because I love you. The other ayah in Surah Al-Baqarah, yes, indeed, 3 times in one verb. Those who know Arabic, waw al-qasam, lam ta'keed, نون التأكيد المشددة. 3 assurance in one verb. See the ayah. وَلَنَبْلُوَنَّكُمْ page 98. وَلَنَبْلُوَنَّكُمْ. Yes, indeed. The wow is vowing, means making a qasam. Lam, also lam, you see, la, it's indeed, yes. نَبْلُوَنَّ. This noon double means double assurance. So 3 assurance, yes, we have to test you. Test me? He said, yes. Test you? Yes. What? بشيء, just a little bit of خوف. What is خوف? Fear. Fear? Of what? You go at night at home, you are scared as if there is shaitan in your house, or you feel possessed or gloomy, whatnot. So read Ayatul Kursi, nothing. Read Qul A'udhu bil Falaq, Qul A'udhu bin Nas, nothing. But He's going to test you to see, to let you read Ayatul Kursi on a daily basis. He made you khof. He said, don't worry, because you are not reading Ayatul Kursi every day. You are not reading Qul A'udhu every night before you sleep. So I want you to have that type of fear in order to read it. And read Surah Yasin for this khof, you get out of it. He gave you a prescription. In order to be close to Him and read more and more, He said, because you said, I believe in you, so He wants you to read more Qur'an. He wants you to be close to Him more. But we watch TV too much, we read magazine too much. Even department store, they send us all the newspaper and whatnot. We just look at them. We had one case in Chicago, husband, wife. God bless you. She felt very jealous of her husband when he looks at those newspapers that coming from department store. You know, he was opening and looking where? The underwear of the women's. She felt jealous. How could you dare you look there? So they came to us, to me and my wife, and they were fighting on that. His excuse to cover up, he said, honey, sweetheart, he tried to cover that. He said, I'm looking this to buy you, some of them for you. She said, you don't need to look every day on these things because it will make you to go astray in the future. But here Allah is testing everybody. He said, I'm going to test every one of you who claims Muslim, mu'min, either khawf or ju', hunger. See how many Muslims are hungry in the world? And we don't feel with them because we are overloading ourselves with food. See how many Muslims in the Muslim world, they don't have meat once a month or once in a year. And here we want to make the Qurbani here. But why to make it Qurbani here? Give it to somebody else in India, Pakistan, Kashmir, Somalia, Indonesia, Malaysia, wherever, anywhere in the world. Let them feel happy, at least eat food, meat. Here we can eat meat every day. We have too much meat even. We are overloading ourselves with meat here on a daily basis. Don't eat meat daily. Eat it once or twice a week, not every day. You tell me once, twice. We can talk more about if you want in the about food, health, and behavior. نقص من الأموال. You lost money. Allah loves you. He made you to have bankruptcy. Or a friend stole your money, or ran away with the money, and you're without money. So you tell me why? I said, Allah loves you. But He made me to lose money. I'll tell you more in a minute or two to all of us. If you are not happy, He'll give you the other alternative. No. I'll tell you the other alternative if you are not happy with these things. Anfus, you lost your loving ones, either mother or father or brother, sister, or whoever. Person died from your family. All of us are dying, yes or no? Why, when you lose one of the member of the family, you lose all your iman and you start shouting, Ya Allah, well, how come you take me? He's still young. Is there any young or old in death? No. A person can die anytime. If Allah chose me now, when I'm standing, I fall dead. That's His decision. I have no choice. You take care of my body, bury me here. Even if my family says no, bring me to California, say no. Islam says here, no. But that's Islam. Like the story I told about Sulaiman alayhi salam and that companion of Sulaiman. He want to run away from Israel, send me to East India. It turned to be he has to be to die there and to be buried there. Thamarat, but he said, وَبَشِّرِ الصَّابِرِينَ. Sabr. If you have no sabr, lost hope in everything. الَّذِينَ إِذَا أَصَابَتْهُمْ مُصِيبَةٌ قَالُوا. What should you say at the time of crisis? If you say Inna lillahi wa inna ilayhi raji'un, you get 3 credit from Allah at the same moment. Number 1, أولئك عليهم صلوات من ربهم ورحمة وأولئك هم المهتدون. You know salawat? Plural of salat. إن الله وملائكته يصلون على النبي. Yes or no? يا أيها الذين آمنوا صلوا عليه وسلم. So Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam is receiving salat from Allah, means blessing. So you get plural of blessing by having patience, and you say Inna lillahi wa inna ilayhi raji'un. So think of yourself, how many times you have been tested. Anything and everything. Even crazy Muslims shouted at you, yelled at you, or stole your money, or spread rumors against you, or you did the favor and then they accuse you because of the favor. Say Inna lillahi wa inna ilayhi raji'un. You get salawat, rahmah from Allah, and hidayah, guidance. Now, what's your problem with Allah? If you don't like your problem, He'll give you the other problem. What is the other problem? If you don't like this problem, Khalil, Omar, would you like to have the following problems? When you are doing family counseling, this how you pacify a person. I know you don't like this problem. How about I'll give you the other problems? Are you educated? Yes. Did you go to university? Yes. Who told you to go to university? When you were a child, you went to elementary school and the exams were tough. But when you went to high school, they were tougher. You go to university, tougher and tougher. Why? stay, high school dropout. No, you want to be university graduate, prestige of the degree, of the ilm, or money later on, wazifa. Is it not true, anytime you go to a higher level, you have to study higher and blood and sweat and stay overnight? Of course. I slept on the floor for my master degree at the American University in Beirut to finish my experiment 24 hours, drop. Here in Urbana-Champaign, I used to live on the couch for 4 years in the laboratory. So, sacrifice you have. It's not easy. So you don't like it? Let me give you the other tests. Whatever test they are coming to you complaining, say, okay, I'll give you other tests. You don't like this test, husband, wife fighting or whatnot. Do you have a father? They may say yes. Do you have a mother? Yeah. Do you want now the news come to you from overseas that your father and mother dead? No. Do you like to have, you have children? Yes. Do you want now the news come to you that your children are dead? No. Do you want to have car accident, lose your legs? No. Do you want to have Alzheimer's disease? No. Do you have Parkinson's disease? No. Do you want to lose your eyes? Sight? No. Do you want to lose your ear? Do you want to lose your... Do you want to lose all of them at one time? No. How about your father and mother and children and wife and everybody come to now and say all of them are dead? We have a case study in the old country. They were going from Beirut to Baalbek in a station wagon, upside down, burned into ash. The father tried to cut out, lost his hand. He looked at his wife and children and the baby, crying. The baby, daddy. But he lost his hand and blood is coming. He was seeing his own family, all of them are burning into ash, and the baby is crying at the same time. He could not help anybody. Do you like this to happen to you? No. Type, you don't want anything. How about you lose your job, you lose your house, and you lose everybody, and you'll become homeless sitting at the corner and extending your hand. And you, sister, you like this? No. You, brother, you like this? No. You want to go to jail? No. You want anything? No. Everything I tell you, no. But you said yes for your exam in the high school and college and whatnot, and you graduated. How do you want to graduate? You don't want any problem, huh? You want to go to hell. You don't want to go to Jannah. You think Jannah is free? No. So what I should do? I said, don't you know there is something called sabr? You know what is sabr? Patience. I said, do you drive a car? Yes. Does the car have shock absorbance? Many of them tell me, I don't know. So how do you... Really, they tell me, I don't know. Does it have... What is shock absorbance? I said, okay, do you know that when you drive a car, when you are bumpy street, up and down, then the car cools down? Oh. I said, if there is no shocks to absorb it, what will happen to you? You'll be dancing in the car and hitting your head and the ceiling. Oh, I didn't know that. I said, yes. So, you know why those excellent engineers have put those shock absorbers? So you don't have bumping up and down. Why you are bumping up and down? Why don't you have shock absorbance and then cool yourself down? How can I cool myself? I said, you have to cool yourself and have shock absorbance. How can I have shock absorbance myself? I said, number one, you have to have sabr. And Allah says it. Ya ayyuhalladhina amanu sabiru wa sabiru. What? Sabiru is not enough sabr. When your sabr has lost, you reach the maximum of the sabr, now you have to buy another sabr called musabara. Now I said, suppose you are driving Fiat or Volkswagen. It has shock absorbance, itsy bitsy. But Mercedes has bigger, and Cadillac, whatever. So why don't you go and get a bigger shock absorbance, replace it, and get to keep the car walking. So in order to live peacefully, when your sabr is lost, you have to go and improve by getting better sabr, which is called musabr. Isbiru sabiru. Have more sabr on the lost sabr. But for how long? This problem is going to face me. 1 day, 1 year, 10 years? Well, I don't know. It depends between relationship with Allah. He said, warabitu. Rabitu, never ever lose hope. Continue with this sabr and musabara till you meet Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. You don't want? I can't help you. And then you will never have sabr and musabara and murabata unless you have number 4. Wattaqullah, taqwa. When you have taqwa, then Allah will send you angels from heaven to show you how to have sabr with musabara and with continuity till the end, till you meet Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Now, we tell them that this life is a life of testing and there is no way that you'll get out of it. So your problem is when you have any problem, what to do? At page 101. When you have problem, what should you do? Shout, yell, or what we told you yesterday, we showed you some of the problems of Anbiya. Ayub alayhi salam. Remember Ayub. Remember Yunus alayhi salam. What happened to Yunus? What did he do? He moved from city to city without the permission of Allah. Allah made him to be engulfed into whale. What did he say? The dua? La ilaha illa ant subhanaka inni kuntu min azam. And I told you what you from the subcontinent taught us. You read that ayat karima 125,000 times and how you count. I tell the Arabs, they say, we never heard this, we never saw it. I say, that's the beauty. We are learning more customs and habits, which is not part of the Sharia or tradition. It's not a bid'ah, it's not anything. It's custom and habit that will bring us closer to Allah. And I said, I will encourage people to do it in order to be close to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So what should we do? I said, see here, I gave few. You should start reading Qur'an, number one. You have it in front of you or not?
Yeah, we do.
Page 101. You should start reading Quran more and more with devotion and on daily basis. Brother Mujib, you are a role model, huh? Maybe you are doing it. I have to use your name every day, every minute. As long as I'm here till you kick me out. Number two. Also, you should listen to the recitation of Quran. It's not enough that I read Quran. I have also to listen Quran on both levels. Because I told you many times there are 2 ayat in the Quran that I should listen and I should read also. Also, you should increase your salat, especially nafila, tahajjud and qiyam al-layl. It's not easy. That will come later. We told you yesterday that we should make. If I did not do it before, now I should start doing it. What do you mean? I'm tired, exhausted. I go to clinic, you tell me I'm total. How can I wake up at 3 o'clock before Fajr? And I said, okay. Do you love Allah? Yes. Go and talk to Allah. Now He's 24 hours, but that is the right time He's free for you. I mean, those who fall in love, husband, wife, or at the boy and girl, before marriage, don't they do every possible means to entice the other person to love them? So you love Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, go and talk to Him. In a time and place nobody sees, nobody hears except Him. The other thing that you should increase also, prolong your sujood. And we told you yesterday, Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam, how long he kept his face on the floor, and Aisha radiallahu anha, she was shocked as if he was dead. And one time he was even crying, but he could not cry inside the bedroom. He went out the door in order not to disturb her while he was weeping, and she was shocked. Why? What did I do to you to cry? He said, no, I'm grateful to Allah because what Allah gave me, so I started crying. How many of us, when we are being blessed with something, we go and make Salatul Shukr, and during Salatul Shukr we sajda, tears out of happiness. The other thing is that we should also try to understand and enjoy the meaning of Quran and Salat. Most of us may not enjoy except the melodic voice, but let's also try to understand. How can I understand? Take a course on Quran. You know, in the Sharia course, because I taught it so many times, so now I spend at least 15 minutes to half hour on tafsir Quran before we go to the chapter. I said, either you read after me, like what we did yesterday, and then I give them in sheets the summary of the whole chapter, the theme of the surah, the subject in the surah, the wisdom behind it, and what's the final. Like Surah Al-Baqarah. Why it is called Baqarah? Cow? So what? Why cow? Is it cow? Who cares for cow? So usually either I explain it in 2 hours or in 2-3 minutes. It's composed of 3 stories in one story. When I tell these children, they enjoy it. I tell mom and dad, they say, please continue, tell us the whole story. So beautiful that really it needs every parents to tell the children, teenagers, how to be. One millionaire was assassinated during the days of Musa. Nobody knew. Come on, Musa, you claim yourself you are prophet. Come and tell us who killed him. I don't know. They tried to find out. Nobody. So since you're a prophet, go and tell Allah who. He went, Ya Allah, who killed him? He said, tell them to kill a cow. Illogical. We are telling you who killed him. You tell us kill a cow? Well, I don't know. What type of cow you are telling us? He went. He told him, it's a cow that never married, never plowed, virgin. How can we find out? And what type of, again, back and forth. Then finally also how old, how young, and then what color. While this story going back and forth, there was another story too. So the story of the dead person assassinated, the story of Musa back and forth. The third story, one old man found out that he's going to die. He has a baby son, and therefore he said to his wife, I don't have anything to leave for you and your child except this cow. I'll put it up on the mountain. When the son become few years old, tell him to go and get it. He smell it like a sniff, and then she will know that she will come to him. So it was a wild cow in the mountain. So that boy was told by his mother to go and get the cow. He couldn't believe, but really he went to the mountain and then he saw a cow. And then she sniffed him and she followed him. He came to mom. Now mom told him, now this is our inheritance. Go and sell it. Whatever money we come will be our fortune. While he was going to the market to sell it, a man at the corner stopped him. Cha-cha, do you want to sell this car? Yes. How much? My mother told me, suppose $1,000. I'm just using figure to reach that figure. Shall I give you 1,500? He said, no. Yeah, why? You will tell mom I sold it more than what? He said, no. I love my mom. I obey my mom. Whatever my mom told me, I will sell it. Go back to your mom and tell her that I found a cha-cha on the street. He's ready to give me 15 instead of 1,000. She told him, yes, go and sell it 1,500. He went to him. She said, yes. He said, I'll give you now 2,000 because you went back and forth. He said, no. He said, okay, go to mom. So he started going back and forth, till he reached the level, listen, in book of Ibn Kathir, he said he's ready to give him the cows. After you slaughter it, you fill it with gold. And finally, he went to sell it with that time of gold. He did not see that man. Vanished. He thought maybe he went to the market. He went to the market. While he was entering the market, he did not see yet the man. He saw a big crowd, and everybody was telling to Musa alayhi salam, this is the cow, the yellow one. It is that cow. Now they told him, young boy, we want to buy it from you. He said, what? No. There is one man who wants it. I'm looking for him. Where is he? He could not find him. And this is the only cow which is fitting the... How much? He said, gold filled. They told him, you crazy boy, what are you talking about? Nobody in the world will give it. So it was also a dialogue back and forth with the boy, and the boy, khalas, either this or leave me alone. Musa, what else? Wallah, this is what Allah said. Finally, they had no choice. He said, okay, what to do with it? He said, go and slaughter it. You, Musa, crazy, you want us to slaughter it after we pay all this money? He said, this is only alternative. That is multi-billionaire man. You want to know who killed him? You have to do it. Finally, they had to slaughter it. فَذَبَحُوهَا وَمَا كَادُوا يَفْعَلُونَ. They don't want to do it, but they have no choice but to do it. And then, you crazy Musa, what do you want us to do? He said, he took shoulder, he went to the dead person, in the name of Allah, woke up. The man woke up. Who killed you? My nephew. My nephew? Why? I had no children. So he thought he'll kill me now and get my inheritance. rather than waiting later and get part of it. No, and the boy was sitting there. His nephew was sitting observing. No. So they caught him. Of course, they killed him, and the man went bye-bye. What does Allah give us the moral story of it? ثم قست قلوبكم من بعد ذلك فهي كالحجارة أو أشد قسوة. That your hearts, Bani Israel, your hearts are still tougher than rocks. You see rocks in the mountains? They crack, and water comes, source of life. And you don't have neither source of life, nor sympathy, no mercy on humanity. You are still worse than rocks, because rocks are better than you. I don't know how many have gone to mountains. Usually on freeway of mountains, they tell you watch falling rocks. Why falling rocks? Is it for no reason? In that ayah, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is telling that falling rocks out of khashya of Allah, the mountain is cracking and the rocks are falling out of fear of Allah. It's not haphazard. Like I told you yesterday, the meteorites, they don't come haphazard because of turning around, because they want to burn the jinn who are trying to steal the information. So, I'm saying, every surah, we have it. I have about 56 surahs in the course of Sharia. We try to cover as much as possible. We have the information in English like this. I mean, why it is called Baqarah, why it is Ali Imran, why it is... If I ask you, give me one sentence about Baqarah, about Ali Imran, what do you say about Baqarah? The whole theme of Surah Al-Baqarah is about Bani Israel. The whole theme about Ali Imran, about Christians. The whole theme about Nisa is about our obligation to our women. And it goes on. At least I should know what is the theme. You know, many Arabs, they told me, at least now we know what is the surah, why for? We read Qur'an emotionally, we don't know why. We don't know what is the theme, why the title is that, why is this, why is that. This is part of the Sharia class, by the way. I mean, Sharia, we take Qur'an, Hadith, Fiqh, Sirah, all these things. While we are discussing 1 hour that chapter, we take 15 minutes to half an hour on Qur'an reading and meaning, and then we go for dua, then we go for pledges. We have to pledge every time what to do and not to do. And we go for Hadith to memorize 2 words. Can you imagine Hadith, I give you 2 words? Is it too much to memorize Hadith 2 words? Huh? Can you give me Hadith 2 words? Huh? Hadith. This La تغضب, La is 1 word, غضب is another word. الدين النصيحة, الدين المعاملة, اتق الله. It's part of a big hadith, but it is a complete hadith meaning. Huh? لا تغضب, it's 2 words, huh? 2 single words. الدين النصيحة, Deen is nasiha. Deen mu'amala. I gave them a series like this, 2 words, so everybody is obliged to memorize it. It's easy. Is it difficult 2 words? No. And then explain it? No. I have it all in sheets of paper, ready-made, how you pronounce it even, what's the meaning, and in Arabic typing. So I'm saying all this are needed. I'm not telling you to invite me for Sharia, no. Where are we? We finished? Now the things that what we should do is group therapy. We told you about it yesterday. Now you're coming here as a group therapy. You're doing it for your patient. But when you sit together as Muslims, you transcend your profession into Islamicity of your profession. In your profession, they don't tell you the spirituality. I don't know if it is true or not. To get a degree as a psychologist or psychiatrist and as a medical doctor, they don't care for Islamicity. They don't tell you salat, they don't tell you zikr, they don't tell you make tahajjud, qiyam al-layl, they don't tell you dua or no dua. That's not their business, and it's not your business in the profession. But as a business profession in Islam, you have to have all of these in order to live in peace and harmony within yourself. And you have to tell and demand from the patient who comes to you all these things. Tell them from an Islamic point of view, this is what you should do. If you don't do it, don't complain, except blame yourself. The other thing, whenever we are facing a problem, we should remember Allah and plead our case to Allah by praying a special salat called, we said, Haja. The last one, number 10, one of the best recommendation would be What? Honest to God, if you want to scare everybody, why you are worried about this problem? Suppose now you are going to die now. What? Die? So why not? So why you are worried? Why you are fighting with lawyers and? Give me a break. If you are going to die at this moment, you think you are going to go to Jannah? You think you prayed enough? You made zakat enough? You made hajj enough? You made sadaqah enough that you are going to go to Jannah? So why you are worried? Why don't you prepare yourself for departure? I have an article about prepare yourself for departure, not to come again to this planet Earth. Honest to God, when you start telling them about departure, they cool down. Mean you want me to die? Or should death can come? So why you are worried? The whole thing is behind you. But no, the whole thing is on your shoulder. You are going to be there in the day of judgment facing it. So take it easy. Is it okay? Now that is general about your problem with Allah. We'll talk about depression in the second session. If you have any question or any comment about this, your problem with Allah. Yes, Akhi.
I have a comment about one thing you mentioned about sharing the information with the counselor. I think it's not very therapeutic what you suggested. I may be off. From my angle, it's kind of important to vent out your resentments and, as you say, wash out your dirty laundry, if you want to call that. But it's, I think, obligation on the counselor. We are obligated not to share that information with anyone, even our spouse. And that's how we practice.
I agree with you. What I meant, they sit with me 10 hours to tell me all the history of their life.
That's different.
This is what I'm referring.
Okay.
They want to tell me and they want me to listen. Wait, I want to finish. I listened already 1 hour. Still, I didn't finish. You want to tell me day by day of your relationship, what had happened on that day, on this day, on that. This is what I'm referring to.
Yeah, that's very different. I thought what you were suggesting was to apply a band-aid for a problem which is more serious.
Yakhi, come and see how miserable it is, and because we bring them those stories of Anbiya and whatnot, they love it, they enjoy it, they feel happy. Now, as if I am the slave and the prisoner of war for him and her, and I have nothing in the world except sitting and listening to their story. He comes by himself, she comes by herself, and then they have to come, and we have to give them hospitality and dinner and lunch and whatnot. They are happy because we talk spirituality, and there is commonalities of the spirituality, and they feel happy and happy. When we tell them story after story, believe me, it's so happy. But there is time. You know what I thought yesterday, what you do in your clinics, while they are waiting in the waiting room, put a video, let them see you or whatnot about those, what we are talking now, spirituality. Let them hear what had happened to every prophet, to every other. Before they come to you to talk to you, they'll be relaxed and happy. If those prophets had all these problems, maybe that will be a good idea before they see you, from a religious point of view, put them all the religious item and the stories of the Anbiya on a video. Let them see and hear. Then maybe they relax a little bit. Yes.
Just a comment or a suggestion that might be helpful is to set a time limit. I know that you have said that you've spent 10 hours with them. What we do in practice, I'm sure, in Islamic counseling, we can do the same thing. Is tell them you have 60 minutes. It's a 15-minute hour. 10 minutes for me to recoup my ideas, and in this 50 minutes we will have to make an estimation of your problem. So let's be precise, and I will interrupt you ahead of time so they're ready for that.
I said it somewhere. Please tell them you have a time limit. We are not here to spend more than 1 hour, and even 1 hour is too much. What did I say yesterday? If I have a secretary part-time coming helping me, we have intercom between her room and my room. I say, buzz me and say loudly, there is somebody waiting for you. You have appointment in 5 minutes. They hear it, they don't care for it. After 5 minutes, she said, the time is over, waiting people. Don't you have to go? So this is the only way indirectly to tell them courtesy, feel sympathy on me for the others. I have time. I don't have time for one family. I have many other activities to do. I'm not a family counselor, but I do family counseling every day. I am fed up of family counseling, but I cannot run away from it. I cannot run away from it. People call me, as I told you. Yesterday I told you, people from Mecca called me. I never know them. I don't know how they got my name from Mecca. Don't they have imams in Mecca? They have. About divorce, yes.
About spirituality,
Yeah.
I think even the American Medical Association is getting involved with it. Because recently a friend of mine was telling me there was an article where they had taken, non-Muslims had taken people who were going to surgery. And before that they had somebody who didn't even know them pray for them. And they found out that these patients did better post-operatively than the one that didn't have any prayer for them.
I agree.
So there has been lots of things going on, and I think these people are starting to believe in spirituality more than
Yeah. There is one American lady professor somewhere in North California. She called me. She was writing a book about food and spirituality. And she wants to know the food of a Muslim and the spirituality. She interviewed me so many times on the phone. Finally, she published that book, one chapter about Islam and food spirituality. And you can see that she was fascinated to know that in Islam, everything we do, food, there is spirituality. You say Bismillah before you eat, you say Alhamdulillah when you finish, when you drink, when you slaughter the animal, all this. It seems she said, you have everything in life is spirituality, means touch with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and relationship with Allah.
Brother, I would like you to give some comments on inheritance.
Yeah.
And also, like, when the husband and wife are earning, and if the wife wants to spend it, the husband always has the question that why you are spending the money, although she is spending her own earning, which I don't think belongs to the husband. So please, comment these two.
You asked so many questions in one. Now, Islam says the earning of the wife is her own earning. No husband has the right on her earning. Your earning is not for you only. It's for you, your wife, your children, and your parents. Her earning is her earning. She has the right to do whatever you want. However, she is responsible for the house activities and fixing and then cleaning and cooking, whatnot. You cannot do it. You are a career. So from your earning, you have to take care of your house. In this way, he's taking care of everything. You are obliged to take care of only. If you want a servant in your absence in the clinic, so you employ the servant to take care of the house. But he has no right to tell her your money is my money. No. But if they decide to join together and say, Wallahi, whether you or me, we are one. See, when you reach that level, you are really true, honest, sincere Muslims. When you say to each other, your money or my money, when I die, it's yours. When you die, it's mine. Who cares? And it is for our children. But also, as I said, your earning is not only for your immediate family. His earning is also for his mother and father. And he is obliged to help his brothers and sisters overseas if they need the help. But not to deny your family and then for the sake of others. You have to make a balance. How much? I mean, $100 to Pakistan means how many rupees? You see? It will be excellent to support a family there. But here, I mean, $100 means nothing. Yes?
Investments, for example, wives who are working and earning money, and husbands who are investing but not doing a very good job of that and losing money.
Stocks? With stocks, you mean?
Yeah,
With
yeah.
stocks?
Or not even business.
The guy
bad
is looking at
business
me.
deal.
The guy is looking at me.
Well, there are several lady physicians that I know, and their husbands are not working, but they invest their money and they have lost hundreds and thousands of dollars in that. So, I mean, there must be a guideline, or what would you say to these ladies?
I mean, there should be an agreement first between both, because when he invests, you are investing with him, which means he has no right to go and invest independently from his wife. He should sit with his wife and consult and say which is the best. 2 brains are better than 1 brain. And if you think that your wife is a feeble-minded, I can't help it but to say I'm worse than that, one should say. So it's better that you sit together and discuss and share with her wisdom, and you may take the decision against her wisdom. But you have to share with her and she'll tell you. Now the other thing that you should remember, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, so merciful, He tests us sometimes to lose. It's better to lose money rather than lose a loving one. Better to lose money rather than biologically having cancer, AIDS, venereal diseases and whatnot. And sometimes, I told you yesterday about the zakat, that early Muslim used to pay zakat in advance so as Allah will preserve their business. But many times we don't pay the right amount of zakat. And we don't pay sadaqah above zakat. And we have plenty of money. And we are enticed to go and invest it with American corporation. And Allah is going to give us a lesson. That amount of money invested, if you have given $1 here, $1 there, sadaqah, zakat, overseas and here, Allah would have saved you and gave you more. But by denying because of the lusts, money, 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 I have 1 million, I'm not satisfied, I wanted 2, I'm not satisfied, I wanted 3, I wanted 4. There is no limit for lusts, shahwa, shahwat al-mal. For the love of money, there is no limit. Same thing, shahwat al-mal, shahwat al-batan. Eating too much, shahwat al-farj. These are the 3 things Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam. You want to get sex, 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 there is no limit for it. And you see how people are getting involved in sex haram. There is no limit for button, eating, unless you say, no, no, no. I want to be to the minimum. By fasting, off and on, you get so much credit. You deny yourself, not only Ramadan. Now 10 days of Muharram, we told you yesterday, try to fast whatever number of days you want. You get the best credit from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and be close to Allah. Train yourself to fast Monday and Thursday and see how much your health is going to be and how much you are going to really produce rather than lazy. So, if not because Allah is testing me in the sense that revenging from me, no, He doesn't want me every time, every year to be giving. He wants also to test me because He knows that I might be spoiled one day. I might reach a stage that I am the provider. He said, no, I'm going to deny you so as you extend your hand. Many times husbands say to their wives, I'm the provider. That is shirk. You are not the provider. Provider is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. The moment you brag to your wife, I am the supporter, I am this. So, I have seen so many brothers lost their business, lost their investment, lost this. I said either it is a hikmah from Allah, there is a hadith about it. The hadith says, meaning of it English, I'll keep you healthy, because if I make you sick, you will become kafir. He said, I know your limitation, so I have to keep you healthy. I keep you wealthy. If I made you poor, you will become kafir. I want to keep you sick, because if I make you healthy, you will become kafir. I want to make you rich, because otherwise you will be kafir. Or healthy, sick, whatever, all these, varieties. He said, I know exactly your capacity. You cannot tolerate money, so I will not make you rich. I'll keep you poor, and you stay Muslim. The moment I'll give you money, khalas, you spoil. I have no time for salat, I'm preoccupied. Your story will be like that of who? Sa'laba. You read chapter 9. Chapter 9, At-Tawbah, ayah 75 and on, about وَمِنْهُمْ مَنْ عَاهَدَ اللَّهَ لَإِنْ آتَانَا مِنْ فَضْلِنَا لَصَدَّقَنَّ. See? He promised, he was a poor fellow, he was to pray with Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam in the front line. He saw all the rich people, I'm not rich. Please, Ya Rasulullah, make dua that I'll be having good business, rich, then I'll give money. Stay as you are, it's better for you, you cannot tolerate money. Ya Rasulullah, every day, nagging. Finally, he prayed for him, he had business, he preoccupied himself with business. He used to pray in the first line, now he used to come late in the last line, and even after Iqamah, after half Salat, and even Jum'ah, he didn't have time for Jum'ah. And even Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam sent him one of his Sahaba to collect zakat. Listen what he said. Go back to your friend Muhammad. Your friend Muhammad. No one is supposed to say Muhammad. Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Go back to your friend Muhammad and tell him there is no zakat in Islam. فَعَقَبَهُمْ نِفَاقًا إِلَى يَوْمِ يَلْقَوْنَهُ. He became a munafiq till the day of judgment. Then in the days of Abu Bakr, he came, please Abu Bakr take zakat. He said, in the Quran, you are munafiq till the day of judgment. You refuse to pay to Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Me collect it, get out of here. In the days of Umar, the same thing. Get out of here. In the days of Usman, get out of here. He died munafiq. He lost everything till the day of judgment. So
here the case is the wife is earning. And she is giving money to the guy to do a business, and he keeps losing money.
So she has to tell him, look here, honey, sweetheart, there is time to stop. What I can say. He is the investor, but he is not, he doesn't, most of us, let's be realistic, highly professional in our profession. We are not businessmen and women. Let's be realistic. You know, was it you or you or who I said yesterday to one of you that we are poor manager in business. We should take a course in management. We don't know. I said everybody should have, even if you are having a degree in engineering or medicine, you should take a course or a series of courses as MBA. Without MBA, if you cannot go to MBA too much for you, take courses in business administration and management. I said almost all the masajid in America are floppy, lousy, because the imam and the maulana and the director and the president are not in the business of management. It needs management. Tell the imam, does he know computer? No. Tell him, how do you know his shredder? What is a shredder? Do you know what is anything of the advanced, technology? Do you know World Web? He said, what? Tell him internet. Well, I heard, but I don't know. So why don't you take courses in that in order to manage? He doesn't know how to delegate responsibility and tell them, report to me your daily, your weekly, your monthly, and he doesn't know how to see the sheet, what you call it, the financial statement. Ledger. He doesn't know what is ledger. Tell him ledger. He tell you what is ledger. I never know. So everyone should know how to take a course in business admin or management or finance or investment. Even investment. You give him the money and he invests and he loses. There is a time of stopping. But he is arrogant. He doesn't want to stop. And you don't want to lose your husband. You still pay him and pay him. Tell him, why don't you invest somewhere else? Or change this investment of whatever into some other thing.
They can both go together and take a course.
They take a course together. Very good. I'm glad that you mentioned. Both of them should take the course of business administration and management. How to manage. You know how to manage your house. That's the only thing we know. You know how to manage your clinic because you have taken courses and degree. And you have been licensed after they check. And every year they have to invite you to attend seminars and work. Yes or no? To renew your license. But when it comes to finance, it's not our... Imam Abu Hanifa radiallahu anh, what was he? He was a businessman. He was selling clothes, Clothes. And what you call it, fabrics. And he categorized them 3 categories. And one of his employees sold the low category as a big category. He said, no, go and bring him. You cheated him. You have to tell him this is low. This is not high quality. He was busy. Of course, Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam was businessman. Every prophet, including Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam, were shepherd. They lived with animals. They raise animal. Do you know now if I bring you animal and the animal say meow, is she crying or she needs food or she needs water? I don't know. But because you don't know. Sheep even, lamb. We don't know. We hear even cat meow. I don't know what for. Unless and until we live with animals for some times. They said, Ya Rasulullah, he said, Ma min nabiyyan illa wara al-ghanam. Every prophet has to take care of animal. How about you? He said, even me. I was ra'i al-ghanam for such and such group of people. Believe me, you will never appreciate humanity at large unless you live with animals. Then there is a proverb, لن تكون راعيا للأمم ما لم تكن راعيا للغنم. You will never ever be a leader for human being unless you are a leader, shepherd for animals. Now, for this reason, most of our leaders in the Arab world and here in the Islamic centers, well, you don't want to work together. You invited them for the seminar, for the workshop. How many came? These loving brothers and sisters. The rest, we don't want. Why? He said, you didn't make enough publicity. You think publicity is enough or convincing enough? Oh man, they hate Ahmad Sakr, so what? I don't care. It could be many reasons. But how in the world, when all the social, cultural, and money problem and spiritual problem come to the imam in the masjid, they will not go to you because you charge them money. They go there because it's free. And they will never listen to the imam, Maulana, whoever is giving the right. You did it free, we did it free, they didn't listen to us. But yes or no? She's looking at me. Man, you were involved, you were in the front line. You were our representative to the court, to the judge, to everybody. And we put her as a frontliner for us to solve the problem here. Alhamdulillah. But I'm saying, anytime you do it free, people don't appreciate it.
Allah will give you.
Of course. Allah will give reward. Why not you do it free?
I do.
Every day. Every day. Every day. You lose your job, you lose your clinic, you lose everything. I know, whenever yes, I'm not blaming. We have to do it off and on. Depends. So I'm saying it is our obligation to go and then render services. The depression.
That's an American way, that more expensive the counseling or the doctor charges a good doctor.
Yeah, right.
That's how this is perceived.
It's inferiority complex.
Yeah.
Now, if you go back to Pakistan or to Arab country and you get gift with you, how much this? Or $5. Oh, it's useless. Tell them $5,000, even if it is $50. Tell them $5,000. Oh, $5,000. Well, very expensive, very good quality. They appreciate it. Inferiority complex. We have that conflict, and therefore, the more you say I charge, the more they respect you. You know what I tell them? I charge $1,000 an hour. Sure, 1 hour, 1,000. I said, yes, of course. You think I'm cheap? I said, you doctors, every 5 minutes you have a patient. Even I'm not the psychologist and psychiatrist because you have to listen whatnot. But the other ones, the general practitioner, and of course you wait half hour, 1 hour in the waiting room. Then you go, secretary comes, wait, blood, all this. But when he comes to you to see you, 5 minutes. I said, in 1 hour you see how many? He said, I see maybe 20 or whatever, or 10, whatever. And therefore, in 10, how much money you make, you see? More than $1,000. I said, I have my PhD in biological sciences. Also, I'm not worth anything. I work in mental hospital with crazy people, schizophrenic. I worked with a medical school. I did research. I taught. I'm more than $1,000 charge you. How come you didn't tell me? I said, now because you are telling me, I have to charge you $1 million. I told you yesterday. And I tell them how to pay $1 million. I say, didn't I give you prescription Salat al-Haja after midnight before Fajr? When you are putting your face down on the floor crying to Allah, make a special dua for me. That is better for me than $1 million. Yeah. Believe me, I feel so happy when people go and make dua for me rather than giving me $1 million. Get the money. I don't care for your money. Take it back. Who wants to? Make dua for me. That's the best gift. Even all of you. What did I say yesterday? Yeah? What did I say, Dr. Suraya? I'm not going to take a single penny. I said, whatever extra money after you deduct all the expense, give it back to them or give it whatever you want. That's your business. But if you make dua for me, that's the best gift that you give me. May Allah bless you and reward you. So in the afternoon, we have 2 sessions. One session is to finish there, and the final is the graduation supposedly, but certificates are ready?
Yeah, certificates are.
Certificate.
Given this over to Kinko, so they promised at 4 o'clock.
So, okay,
They were
inshallah.
saying that they will do it only tomorrow, but I requested that we take a special case.
Now, the administration should plan the program of the graduation. What do you want to do in the graduation? What we did in other courses, usually, the local people, at least, they, of course, will recitation of Qur'an, and then somebody will say a few words. Each one will express their feeling. Huh? Because our number is not too many, so each one of you will give a minute or 2 or 5 minutes, whatever you want to say, for future development. About the course, how you feel about. Don't feel bad. Say the negative. Much more say the positive, and don't feel distressed. How come she is criticizing or he's criticizing? No, it should be better. It should be better. It should be better. Yes, put all these better. And what else we should do? Brother Umar was telling me from yesterday, we should end up with concrete project rather than talk. If we do not come with a concrete project, we did not achieve anything except enjoyed it. So what is concrete project? What I told you this morning, have a professional society among yourself, non-profit, religious, because within the social, family, religious, government has no right upon you how you do it. You are obliged to follow your profession to the letter, otherwise they take the license from you. When you put that I am also working with a non-profit organization, religious, they have no upper hand on you. You can prescribe religious prescription and nobody will tell you how come you are saying salat, and salat al-haja, salat al-istikhara, salat this. You can tell anything and everything from religion, and even your profession have no upper hand. You say this is part of secondary activity, not my office. In your office you may not have the right to prescribe anything. You cannot maybe legally. This is what I heard from other Muslims. But I'm saying as a non-profit organization and religious, social, cultural, you have the right to do whatever you want. And you can register it as soon as possible, a non-profit organization, and you are board members of that society, you work and you refer to each other. Suppose you cannot do something, you refer it to another person, so what? And if you come all together to that office 1 hour a week, 1 hour a week, 1 hour a week, whatever, or I think that's your decision, do whatever you want to do. But I love to see concrete project. You see, we have too many masajid, but we don't have social services to us. Let's be realistic. The only two I have seen it, I want and help them to raise money for them. One in Toronto, Dr. Quick, and the other one is Montreal. But we Muslims have no social services that we have brought it to your attention. The first session I showed you 15 different social services. At least take one of them and think it over. And don't think your number is so small, insignificant. One of you can create a history for 1,000 years to come. And don't belittle yourselves. And don't say, who am I to do this? Oh, well, I'm a woman. In the Muslim society, they don't know. You became what you are. And you are a sister and you are a medical doctor. And you are also not only MD, but also psychiatrist. You know that first you have to be an MD to go to psychiatry. And you are, what specializing in medicine you are?
Geriatric psychiatrist.
Geriatric. Means you are an MD and then specialized. You see, a general practitioner is general, but then anytime you go to any specialty means you have gone through MD and then you want X number of years to become what you are, and you made it, sisters and brothers, so you can do it. How can we do it? Cry to Allah and say, Allah, please use me the way you want, however you want, to whoever you want. But use me in the right direction to please you, so as when I meet you in the day of judgment, you are happy with me. Yes?
I had a little comment to make. What I think is Allah sent us here for a reason to this continent. And as we have to carry the message of Islam. So, we need to be a little bit different than the usual physicians here. Most of us are physicians who are attending this conference. And also in any other field that they need to make, all of us need to make da'wah.
To make what?
To da'wah, for
yes,
da'wah.
Yes.
If we are a little bit different than other physicians, instead of giving 5 minutes, if we can give 15 minutes, especially to a patient who is having, marital problems, like being gynecologists or, family practitioners, whatever problems that those patients have. And then when you keep talking to them, then they usually ask, what does your religion say? So you can, open to them about Islam. You can have little pamphlets in the office. You can display anything like the English translation of the Qur'an at the office, so that they can come to you. And these are indirect ways of dawah. You don't have to tell them to be a Muslim, but by the way you present yourself differently compared to the usual American physicians, they will come towards Islam. They will keep asking you questions. Like if you are wearing a hijab to the office, they will ask you why. So you can have little pamphlets to give it to them. And I have seen patients who tell me that they have never heard any doctor, even if they are Muslims, talk about God. So they are very happy to know that there are some physicians who wants to talk about God. And like if you are a surgeon or doing surgery and all that, you can. Most of the patients, they take my hand in their hands and pray right before going to surgery, and things like that. That will be very important for those patients to know that we are different compared to the regular physician, and they keep trusting you more that way.
You should be blessed by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to have a wife like that. I don't know. I'm saying it publicly, so every husband, every wife, if the other partner of your spouse is in that category, that's the climax of what we should do in America. And usually I tell the physicians, you are more blessed than anyone else in making da'wah, because the patient coming like crying, please tell me what I'm supposed to do. You can make the best da'wah. I have one brother from Pakistan in our neighborhood. He used to put Qur'an and Bible and Torah in the waiting room. Every time he put the Qur'an, he went out. I said, very good. People are fed up of Bible and Torah. They want to see this book, Qur'an. And he put literature introducing Islam. That's the right way. There are too many nonsense magazine, filthy, dirty, which has nothing to do with Islam. I mean, with your profession. I mean, like US Magazine and every other LA Times newspaper magazine, sports magazine, whatnot. Oh, Hollywood magazine. Why? Why don't you put some literature about Islam? Hey, me put Islam? No. I don't want them to know that I'm Muslim. Khalas, get off. You don't want? Your name is a Muslim. Yeah? Even if you are not with hijab, your name is a Muslim. Khalas. But even with hijab, that's the best thing. I'm glad that you said what you said, but I hope and I pray that we take it seriously what she said. It's not only the hijab, it's the treatment. You say God, tell them I'm not the Shafi. The healer is God. I am a means for healing. I'll pray for you with the dawa. And if you take the dawa, that from Allah and dawa from Allah, but I'm a means for shifa. The one, I'll make dua for you, prayer for you, so God will give you healing. Really? You doctor, you make prayer for me? That's the minister, or the rabbi, or the imam. No, me too. I'll also pray to God to heal you. That is da'wah. Believe me, what you said is 100% true. And I want every brother, every sister in your profession, really, you medical doctors, you are more to make da'wah than any one of us. Because you have how many patients a day? Approximately, all of you. Approximately how many patients? 20 and above. 20 people coming to you with mercy, crying. And while you are testing whatnot, you pass information about God without saying Islam, Islam, Islam. God, God, God. God is merciful. God is the healer. God is sure. They feel happy. Because most of the doctors you go to, they have no time to socialize or to talk, share. Yalla, finish. Give me time. I have no time. So I'm glad that you said. I wish we take her statement seriously, all of us, whether you are doctor or no doctor. When somebody comes to you, be patient. Don't kick them out. Give them some time. They'll come again. They love you. Even what we do. Why they come again, I don't know. Because maybe we give them time. But I'm not telling you to do what we do. 8 hours for one family. Again and again and again. They are happy. So, inshallah, the more you make people happy, the more Allah will make you happy. Subhana rabbika rabbil izzati amma yasifun wa salamun